McCaughey. She is the former Lieutenant Governor of New York and a Donald Trump supporter. Good to see both of you, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, so Tara, you first. You know, how worrisome is this issue of the malware being found on a Vermont utility laptop, all on the heels of this praise that Donald Trump continues to pile on to Vladimir Putin and the ties being made between Russia and the malware?
No, I think it's a legitimate concern. Donald Trump and the incoming administration, they cannot continue to put their heads in the sand about what Russia's trying to do. Mitt Romney had it right back in 2012. Russia is one of our greatest political foes, and since then, they've been consolidating power. Vladimir Putin and thumbing his nose at President Obama and the United States for the last few years. And you have Donald Trump coming in poo-pooing intelligence community reports and what's going on, and with Russia even brazenly now with their interference in our election. I mean, this is real. And as a Republican and as someone who worked for a member of Congress who sat on the Foreign Affairs Committee, we've been watching what's going on with Russia, and it's something that I think other fellow Republicans, including, like we just saw in the report, especially in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, are well aware of and not going to sit back and accept. You know, I caution my other fellow Republicans who have been excusing this away. I don't know, we're supposed to be the party of Reagan, and Ronald Reagan would not be very happy with what's going on right now and the way we're handling Russia.
So Betsy, you know, why is it that, I mean, Donald Trump has said, you know, he will tackle it when he gets into office. There was, you know, the sentiment coming from Vladimir Putin to delay it, and then you've got Donald Trump who then says he's praising him for, you know, being smart for delaying it. But, you know, why is it important? Why is it important to send that message and then send a message of New Year's, you know, greeting to my enemies, as opposed to taking this matter really seriously?
Oh, he is taking it seriously, and he's pursuing the smarter strategy.
What do you mean by that?
He's going to fortify American defense. He is putting into the top positions people like Michael Lynch and Mad Dog Mattis.
But isn't he setting the tone already as it pertains to...
No, he's not. Let me explain. He is doing substantive things, also unleashing America's energy development, all to make America a stronger country in the world.
Is he?
But let me just finish.
Is he making a convincing argument on all of that? You are trying to make that convincing argument. Well, because you're not really addressing the matter at hand.
Why not mollify an egomaniac who has his hand on nuclear weapons? Trump is strengthening, fortifying the nation rather than picking a fight with a bully from a position of weakness. Now look what Barack Obama has done. He has ejected 35 petty diplomats from a mansion in Maryland. Did he go after Putin when he invaded Crimea? No. Did he go after the Chinese?
This is now on U.S. soil.
I'm just going to finish.
So are you saying that the sitting president should
Did he go after the
we're
Chinese?
Having a conversation here. So are you saying that the sitting president should not, before his term is up, address this issue?
Not in such a petty way. Let me tell you, he has ignored cybersecurity for 8 years. For example, when the Chinese hacked the Office of Personnel Management and exposed the records of 22 million Americans, Barack Obama did nothing. No expulsions, no sanctions. Again and again, when nations have attacked us, when the Iranians seized our sailors, no sanctions, no expulsions. So the fact is that Trump is going to increase the strength of this nation in the world before he picks a fight with a petty dictator.
Okay, but at issue right now,
proceed strength with insults?
Go ahead, Tara. Except that at issue right now is a response to evidence coming from 17 intelligence
They're laughing at the response. The Russians are laughing at the response.
Donald Trump is laughing at the
diplomats ejected from a luxurious Maryland mansion. What difference does it make?
But
nothing. It's symbolic.
As much as I agree that President Obama's response to Russia and China and others has been tepid, and that's, you know, we agree on that. But Barack Obama is leaving office in a couple of weeks. He's not going to be president anymore. Donald Trump is. And what Donald Trump has been doing is when Betsy just said we should mollify an egotistical maniac with his finger on the, with access to nukes. about Putin, or were you talking about Trump? Because Donald Trump is an egomaniac that has an affinity for strong men. No U.S.
That's
president
just a stupid insult that does not advance the interests of the United States.
No,
that's a stupid insult at the president-elect that does not advance the benefit of our country.
It's continued for Putin. It's right there in front of us. Then maybe you need to tell that to Donald Trump, because he's the one who continues to praise Putin, who is a
No, I'm not going to tell that to Donald Trump. What I will say is that for 8 years, Barack Obama ignored the cybersecurity of this country.
So when someone is trying to chime in, you're calling it interrupting, but you are doing the same thing, which really is we're trying to have a conversation.
I don't think it advances the argument to just insult the president-elect.
Oh, it's fact what he's been doing with Vladimir Putin. Let me say something else about what Putin is doing. He's a very shrewd dictator there in Russia. Vladimir Putin has been consolidating his state security services, which used to be the KGBs, now the FSB. For years now, he's been consolidating that into something that resembles what Stalin did in 1943 with his Ministry of State Security here. That is very scary stuff. Putin is doing serious things while Donald Trump is over here tweeting about how smart Putin is. So these are legitimate concerns that the American people should pay attention to, and that's what our Congress is supposed to do for oversight to balance this out. This is not advancing. So you think that Donald Trump sending out a tweet talking about Happy New Year to all my haters and losers too, that's presidential, that's advancing the argument, that's a mature way for the President of the United States to begin the year?
Actions are much more important than words, and the fact is, for 8 years, President Obama ignored cybersecurity. The Inspector General's report from the State Department revealed that the cybersecurity protection set up after 9/11 to safeguard the communications between our diplomats is totally in shambles now. And just one example. Instead of just talking tough,
Betsy, right now mixed messages are being said. You're talking about, tough messages, mixed messages.
I don't think talking like a bully until you've prepared your nation to adequately defend itself. And President-elect Trump has chosen 2 people, Mad Dog Mattis and Mike Lynch, to replace 2 utter weaklings, Ashton Carter and Susan Rice. He has already announced that there will be a much more formidable defense budget. He has announced that he will unleash energy production in our country so we will not be dependent on foreign nations for our energy supplies. Those are concrete measures to strengthen American power.
So I think
it doesn't matter whether you...
I think this is representative of perhaps what that first week or maybe the first 100 days just might be like in 20 days after the inauguration and the swearing in of President-elect Donald Trump. We're going to leave it right there. Tara Setmayer, Betsy McCaughey, thank you so much, ladies, and Happy New Year. Can we say that? Can we agree on that one?
Happy New Year, Tara.
All right.